where I studied. I have my own yeshiva. It's online. He didn't study in New York.
This is why Jesus will never come back, because of people like you, and that is true. Because all the Jews have to either come to Christianity, or the Christians have to come to Judaism.
Well, I mean, I am a Jew.
With people like you, inshallah, we will never become Christians.
Well, you don't have to. That's on you. Who told you
Jesus is going to give you the sword mind from his knife, right? Remember that verse?
Well, I think
Moses the sword. He's going to chop you up, son. That's what Jesus is going to do, isn't he?
Don't bring a sword to a gunfight.
You don't. Do you?
No, but that's what Jesus says, right? Jesus says, "I'll bring a sword."
Do Shabbos. You don't do the Shabbos. Okay.
3 days to go. You've got 3 days of holidays, man.
Chapter 30,
Till
verse
Sunday.
14. If you don't do the Shabbos, you're not a Jew.
What do you mean? We start Wednesday because we have a 4-day holiday coming up, right? We finish Sunday. So what are you talking about?
I'm gonna keep my eyes.
It's New Year in a minute, right?
You know what? I will follow you, Yaakov, and I'm gonna keep my eye on. And I don't want to see you on Cookhouse during the Shabbos, because I'm gonna call you out. Because then, if you're gonna say what Jesus approves of and what
so you're a weirdo.
I will tell you what Moses approves of.
You're gonna try and stalk me. You're weird.
I'm not gonna trash talk you. I'm gonna keep tabs.
You just said. You just said you're gonna stalk me.
Rabbi has all the spies on him.
Yes, I will be stalking you. That is correct.
That's weird, man.
It's not weird, but I'm gonna make sure that because every shepherd needs to take care of his flock.
You
now, if you're gonna
don't have no power over us, weirdo.
Yes, I do.
You have power over you, son.
I've been ordained by the Lord himself.
Jesus would spit in your eye and kick you in the nuts.
Moses would spit in your eye.
Whoa.
He would spit in your eye and kick you in your nuts.
But you're the one who's violating the Torah.
Oh, you are.
But you're the one who doesn't
What
even
did
do
Jesus
Shabbos.
say? Don't go preaching to the nations.
What did Moses say?
Go to your brothers and sisters.
But what did Moses say?
He actually told us to go preach to the nations, baptizing them all in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit.
No, he doesn't. He says go to your neighbor. No, he says go to the nations and so on. He doesn't say go to the nations at all.
Yes, he
That was
does.
Paul's
Matthew
job.
20,
You were commanded to do the Shabbos.
Paul's job was the apostle to the Gentiles, not
Your job is to follow the Torah.
That's right.
You were told by Moshe in Exodus chapter 30, verse 14, if you don't do the Shabbos, you're not a Jew. You're not a Jew.
Am I doing Shabbos? Is it Shabbos now, is it?
But you're not doing Shabbos. So I'm not saying
Shabbos
Shabbos
now,
now. I never said you don't do Shabbos right now. Anyways, every day is Shabbos if you're unemployed.
Oh, okay. So you made false witness. So you're lying. Thank you. So you're not Christian. No, you're retarded. You don't even behave like a Christian, Pete. So why are you lying?
But you behave like a Jew.
But you behave like a pagan. So that's what I'm saying. Jesus isn't with you. It's anyone with a brain cell. Anybody with a brain cell can see that Jesus isn't with you.
Jesus allows disciples to violate the Shabbos. They have to keep the Shabbos.
Because Moshe Rabbeinu himself violated the Shabbos.
Where?
But didn't Jesus say he's Lord of the Shabbos?
When he fasted 40 days, 40 nights.
Didn't Jesus say I'm Lord of the Shabbos?
How's that violating the Shabbos?
Because you can't fast on the Shabbos.
Didn't Jesus say
where does it say that you can't fast on the Shabbos?
Jews don't fast on the Shabbos, that's considered work.
Where are you getting that from?
Well, how about you go ahead and Google it? Ask the Prophet Google. He will take you into all truths.
There's no such thing that you're not.
Well, how about you Google it before determining?
Why do you need to Google stuff?
Because
This is not the talk. You should look into it first.
Says about it. I don't need to Google anything.
That's
You do need to
stupid,
Google
man.
it.
You think
Because the Muslims say that
That's a
you
lie.
say, hold on.
Yalla.
Knowledge won't increase on its own.
Oh, okay.
Israel, are you Jewish?
Law that if someone has a bad dream, some Roman practices that you have a bad dream, a person takes upon himself to fast, that whatever bad thing
Deflection.
would have happened. Now, if
Israel,
are
are you Jewish?
Sabbath, he's allowed to fast on Sabbath.
Israel, are you Jewish?
I am Jewish.
Shalom, brother. Shalom, Aki.
Shalom, Achi.
Oi.
See? It's Arabic.
Do you know Rabbi Ahmad was calling us dirty Jews?
Yaakov, yesterday you pinged in a so-called rabbi. It turned out to be Nathan, and he ran
Not
away.
Nathan.
The word
Was Nathan?
He ran away
Oh
from
my
some
God.
54b.
Not
I mean,
Nathan.
Rabbi, just look up Matthew chapter 23, verse 8.
Well, how about you focus on the Torah?
But you go to
Chapter 23, verse 3.
But how about you go to the Torah?
No. And in fact, that's a good one. Let's go to Matthew
Your
chapter
problem is with the
23.
Torah.
Chapter 23, verse 3.
Well, how about we go to Genesis
The
chapter 18?
Pharisees hid in the sheep
But
of
you are not
Moses.
to be called rabbi. You are one teacher and you are all brothers. So rabbi, you are violating the words of your own.
Who said that I am rabbi?
What?
Who said that I am rabbi?
You said you're ordained.
What?
I said I am ordained by the Lord.
You call yourself rabbi.
Yes, because
No,
we're ordained by the Lord.
Now,
That's
what's
because
your
of my
profile
rabbi.
date?
That's because of my rabbi.
Jesus was a rabbi.
Do you see the stupidity now going on?
That's stupidity. How about you read Genesis chapter 18? This will be the
Why
first time you read.
don't you read Yeshaya 46:9?
What? Read whatever you want. How about you read the Torah?
Read it out first. Go
Why
to
can't you read the Torah?
Yeshaya
It's impossible.
46:9.
But according to you, reading the Torah is not enough because according to you,
Oh, it's not enough.
Spirit.
Of course, there's a spirit of the Torah. You're the one who says it's not enough. That's why you have the Talmud. What are you talking about?
I never said anything about the Talmud. I never got into it about the oral law.
Okay. Are we gonna read Genesis chapter 18 and 19? 19 is beautiful.
Oh yeah, I read it.
Well, you read it. How about you read it?
Can you read Isaiah 46:9, please?
I read it.
Okay.
Read it.
What do you
Exactly.
want to
Yeah,
prove
so
from? What do you want to prove from Genesis chapter 18?
How about you read it?
I've already read it
But how about you read
dozens
it?
and dozens of
Okay,
times.
but how
What do you
about
want to
you read
prove from it?
But how about you read it?
I did read it.
But how about you read it?
You want me to read it right now?
That's right.
Okay.
Well, it's not me who wants it. It's the Lord. You have to read the Torah once every 7 years, anyways.
This goes backwards now.
Okay. You want me to read it? You want me to read it in Hebrew or you want me to read it in English?
I want you to read it in Sanskrit, as long as you can understand it. Because the prophet Isaiah said, although they will not be able to understand, although they will see, they will not be able to perceive. You are the fulfillment of that prophecy. How is it just
Oh,
read it in English?
wait. That was a prophecy. Okay, first of all, it's not even a
Alright,
prophecy.
before you deflect, I want you to read it in
That's not a
English so
prophecy,
that everyone
by the way.
else can understand, and then you
Yeah,
can
but
read
the
it in
English
Hebrew so that
doesn't
your
do
heart
justice,
might
and
be...
that's very
Hold a
disingenuous.
second.
English doesn't
That's
Rabbi
very
says-
disingenuous. So I want you to read it in English first so that everyone else can understand, and then you can read it in Hebrew so that your heart might be satisfied. How about that?
You're the one that can't read Hebrew, so
I can read every language.
Exactly.
You can't. And by the way, what you
Yes, I
quoted
can.
from Isaiah was the rebuke that Isaiah gave to the people in his time. So it wasn't the prophecy.
Okay, well, fine. So I rebuke Isaiah himself. Okay. Can we read Genesis chapter 18?
Israel, this is the toe catcher. Read to us Isaiah 53.
Well, how about you?
I'll tell you. Read it.
Read it. I mean, again, you're not the first Jews I deal with. I can get more artistic than you ever got.
Read Isaiah 53.
Okay, how about Genesis chapter 18?
See, he's running.
Okay.
You won't read Isaiah 53.
That's right. So exactly. We can keep going for the next one. I'm working. I'm making money in the background, motherfucker.
Hold on a second. You want me to read it for you? I'm about to read it.
Alright. In the beginning, say Alhamdulillah ar-Rahman. Go ahead.
Wait, chapter 18 or chapter 1?
Chapter 18.
The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre while sitting at his tent for the fifth day. Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried.
So what do we have so far? So far we have the appearance of God, and in that appearance there appeared also 3 men. So there's 4 options. One, either God is separate from these 3 men, or God is one of them, or God is 2 of them, or God is 3 of them. These are the only options so far.
Scott, is that your new profile?
Yes. I
Okay,
mean, I
beautiful.
had to discount the
Beautiful.
last
Beautiful.
3
Well, let's see which one it is.
No, because he's leading you in false pretense. Because no, because this ain't right.
When he saw
God
them,
is
he
spirit.
hurried.
The New Testament says God's
And
spirit.
down,
No one's seen
low
God
to
and
the
live.
ground.
Again.
Said, if I
How
found
about you read
secret
it
cause,
again?
my Lord,
This
do not
was-
pass.
Israel. Israel, ya habibi, not everyone is as smart as you. This guy Yaakov, he's a little bit slower, so you need to reread it again so you have more excuse.
Listen, no, you're
Okay,
missing the
can we
point.
just get to the point and tell me what you're trying to prove?
Well, we would if we can read it.
I know.
Listen, the book, his own book, as well.
When the
Rabbi's own book,
you
the
know,
New Testament
when the
says.
angel Gabriel showed up to Muhammad, he commanded him to read.
No, so you're doing tequila, you're running again. So the
I am-
point is,
I am
the point
doing
is, in the New Testament says,
But we're talking
God
about
is spirit, no one's seen God.
Okay, so can you read Genesis chapter 18? Israel, we're not gonna let this fool do the Yiddish tap dance. So can we continue reading because he's obviously obtuse. So can we read you and I, Israel? This guy,
No, this
Okay,
listen, I'm
you
not
said
these
if-
are irrelevant.
because this guy is a lost cause, but Israel.
No. Again, your own book
And I
says
do too.
your book says God is spirit. No one's seen God.
Motherfucker,
But your book, not
We're
mine.
trying
Yours.
to read your book. Why don't you
You're saying
read?
none of them could be God. So none of them can be God because God's a spirit. No one's seen God.
I'm on this app. Let the guy read it.
Okay.
Nobody got time for
There's
this.
no point. There is literally no point.
Okay.
He said
So,
if I found
how about okay?
eyes,
Diego, can you move him down to the audience? He doesn't see a point to that. So I don't see why he's on the stage. I really don't know why you're on the stage. If there is no point in the discussion. Or Israel Habibi here seems to think that there's a point, which I agree with. So will you, Yaakov, let Israel, your brother, read the Torah? Or do you also want to doom him in negligence as you doom yourself in the same negligence?
You're treating him like a performing monkey, mate. Stop treating my people like that, man.
Motherfucker, I treat whoever these are my
You
people.
sleep with your sister, mate. Don't call me
These are my
motherfucker. You sleep
people,
with
and
your
I
sister.
am their God.
You sleep with your sister. You
Motherfucker.
incest.
That's right. So how about
You're
you go to the audience?
incestual. Israel, he's trying to push you into a
So how
corner.
about you go
Don't
to
do
the
it.
audience?
No,
Let
I
him
know what
speak.
he's trying to do.
Oh, he knows what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get him to read the damn Torah.
No, you're not. You're trying to say God is one of them four when we know God is not a man. We know God is not meeting. We know
Okay,
God
so
is
how
a
about
spirit
you?
by your book. By
I
your
doubt
own
that it
book.
is. So how about you read it? That would be the first time you read it.
Point,
How
I've
about
just
you read it?
debunked you and you're still going
So
for it.
how
God
about
is a
you
spirit.
debunked me by making a claim? Okay, how about
But
you
by
read it?
your religion, God
Okay,
is
so
a
how about
spirit.
you
No
read
one's
it?
seen God.
Right, so how about you read it?
So why do you need to? If
Okay,
your
so how
book
about you read
says,
it? Because we can keep going for the rest
Come
of it. How
up
about you
to
read
the Lord and seek the Lord.
it? Well, this guy's seeking my ball sack instead.
Wow.
Israel, can you go ahead?
Israel, there's many more Jewish servers, Jewish rooms we could go and think. This is just,
He's running from the Lord.
they're
Rabbi.
treating you like a monkey, mate. They're treating you like a
Yaakov,
performing monkey.
Yaakov, what is your shoe size? And what type of shoes do you like? Air
We
Maxes,
need to buy him
Jordans?
shoes. He's running away from
Can I
Jesus.
handle this?
They're Maxes and Jordans. They're both good.
We'll buy you the
Okay, I'm gonna buy you both, so you can run away from the Lord farther.
Hermes driving loafers are very nice.
Actually, Rabbi, can you buy him Nike? I'm invested in Nike. Can you buy him Nike? Don't buy him
It's
Adidas.
pronounced Nike.
But it's Nike.
Right
I'm invested in it, so I'd rather have you
Can't
buy
even
it.
speak English, man.
Yeah, don't try it. Don't do the other one. Alright. Israel, are you gonna read it? Because this fool doesn't want you to read it. I'm concerned for your salvation, as should he. Can you read it?
He's not concerned.
Fine,
He looks
but
at
I'm
you.
concerned
This
for
guy
my
looks at you less.
salvation.
Honestly, I am not concerned for your salvation. I just want you to read the damn thing. Are you gonna read it or not? If you're not gonna read it,
I would love to read it, but
Okay,
I want
so
to
you
read it.
see, you heard that, Yaakov? He would love to read it. Please don't go against his desire. Okay. Israel, can you read it please from the beginning?
Okay, the Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. Abraham looked up and saw three men standing nearby. He saw
Okay,
them-
so let's do this again. So the only four possible options from what you read so far is that either he is separate from these three men, or he is one of them, or he is two of them, he is three of them, correct?
I disagree with the last three options, but okay, fine.
Amazing.
How do you disagree with it? These are the only four options from what you read so far.
Okay, fine. Okay,
No, I don't want you to say, is it yes or no?
yes, okay, four
Okay,
options.
so these are only these four possibilities.
I guess so.
So there's no I guess so. Be clear, because Moses was very clear with you. So be clear with me. I'm very clear with you, just like Moses.
Okay.
So, and maybe that's why you don't listen to me. There are four options.
You are not.
Either
listening,
God
but-
appeared separately from the three men, or he is one of them, or two of them, or three of them. Correct? These are the only possibilities.
Okay.
So you're not gonna say yes. We're not gonna move on until you say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, he said yes. Amazing. So keep reading.
Okay, he said, if I found favor in your eyes, my Lord, do not pass your servant by. Let a little water be brought, and then you may all wash your feet. and
Why are you
rest."
skipping lines?
Sorry, did I skip a line? My bad.
No, he didn't do it intentionally. You see, he skipped it, but not intentionally.
Because I already read verse 2 before
I-
I opened up. Abraham looked up and saw three men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He said, if I found favor in your eyes, my Lord, do not
So the
pass.
part that you skipped unintentionally tells you that he went to those three men, he bowed down to them, and he called them Lord, right?
Okay.
Okay, but you skipped it unintentionally, of course. But So he bows down to these three men and he calls them Lord. By the way, according to the Torah, Exodus chapter 20, the second commandment tells you thou shalt not bow to anyone but God. But anyways,
First, it did not say that.
Yeah, it did not say that.
You're making that up.
Yeah, it is. Anyone can check it. Exodus chapter 20, let me read it. Because I have the time for you today, dude. I don't always have the time, but today,
okay.
Inshallah, I will do it. If you don't become a Christian, maybe we make you a Muslim.
It says you're not about anyone other than. It says you're not other than God.
Yes, it's because it has the same word. Anyway, I'll read it to you.
No, but that's not what it says. It says
How about
you
we
shall
find
not
out
bow to other gods.
How about we find out what it says by reading it, right?
Hold on a second. It says you shall not make your. Okay, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above,
or that is in the earth beneath,
or in the waters below. You shall not bow down or worship them. Hold on a second. So this it's very simple explanation. I'm about to prove it. Very simple explanation, and let me prove it.
No, but hold on. You said it doesn't say that you shall not bow down to them. It says that, correct?
No. You said
verse 5.
it says you should not bow down to anyone but God. Is that what you said?
You don't bow down. Yes, because bow.
That's not what it says.
What is the word? So you speak Hebrew. What is the word for bow? Can you go to the Hebrew Torah? Okay, and what is the word for serve?
The word avot.
It's not the same. What about bow, serve? What about worship?
Well, there's no word for worship.
Exactly, because they're the same
word for worship is the same word for serve.
We know that. It's the same word for all of them. The same goes for Greek. It's latreia. Yes, you only bow to God. You don't bow to them because
first of all,
let
me correct you. Okay.
Why don't you bow to them?
Can I have like a few seconds to just make a point without you interrupting me?
But I don't want you to deflect. I'm not gonna let you deflect.
No, you're distorting what the verse says, and I want to.
Oh, I'm distorting that, but you're the one claiming that it doesn't say that you shall not bow to them.
Okay, can I have a few seconds without interruption to explain my point?
You can have 1 minute. The timer is on. There you go.
Okay, you said that the verse says that you cannot bow to anyone except God. But that's not what the verse says. It says you cannot bow to other gods. But you can bow. What?
As if you knew that. Anyways, we know that when you bow to him and you call him Lord, if he's not God, we know that you're bowing to him.
Okay. Do you know what the Hebrew word Adoni means?
Yes, Adonai. Yes.
Wait. Adoni means my Lord, and it's used from one person to another in as a formal language. From plenty of times.
Okay. If you keep reading, you will find out why you're wrong. So keep reading.
Well, which one?
Keep reading. Well, we're gonna be society, Habibi, today.
Hold on a second. You said you wouldn't interrupt me, and you're interrupting me.
Okay, but I'm telling you that the text will show you that you're wrong. If you read Genesis 18 and 19, Inshallah wa bihamdihi, you will find out.
Hold on a second. You're claiming that because it says Lord, he's killing with the Lord, therefore he must be God. But that's not true because many times in the Torah, one person calls another person Adonai,
but I'm telling you that
Lord. That's a formal way of talking to someone.
And you will find out how that's wrong by towards the end of Genesis 18 if you continue reading.
Inshallah, so this is not in the beginning of Genesis 18. It's saying it's at the end.
But you will find out how you're wrong if you continue reading, which you choose not to. I don't need to refute you when Moshe does it for me. Keep reading.
Okay. Let a little what we brought, and then you may all wash your feet and rest on the street. Let get something to eat so you can be refreshed. Then go on your way, now that you've come to your servant. Very well, they answered, as you say.
But he bowed down to them. He called them Lord.
Okay.
But hold
on a second.
But
Let me disprove both of those.
These three men.
Let me disprove both of those.
Or the three of them.
What?
These three men. He called one of them, two of them, or three of them. We still don't know. He called them Lord, Adonai, and he bowed to them. And he also calls himself their servant, aka he serves them, when the commandment is you don't bow or serve. Anyways, it still doesn't say much. Let's ignore it. It doesn't exist, okay? Then he actually said what? He was hospitable. This is the humility of our father Abraham, which you guys don't reflect. I wonder if you truly are his children. He said, I will do these things to you, I will be hospitable. If you continue reading, you'll find out how he did more. Can you keep reading? Because it's so beautiful.
No, because you're making a lot of false points, which I want to respond right now.
Which point did I make that as false?
First of all, you said that if you bow to someone, that means that
Okay, you go back to Genesis. So let's move ahead. I will write it down in the chat so that people can make up their own minds instead of wasting time on your reader's tap dance. It's Exodus chapter 20, verse 5. Okay, now let's move on. Can you please read it?
No, there's no point in this because you're not letting the
Thanks. There's no point in it because
you're bullying me around.
And people can read it.
The point in the text. I'm trying to disagree with you, but you're not letting me talk.
If you don't want to read it, then please go to the audience. I will continue reading it. Does that work?
Like, can I have a chance to disagree with your interpretation?
No, if you don't read it, no.
I was reading it. You gave your
And
interpretation. I want to give my interpretation.
But it refutes your interpretation. There is no interpretation here. I'm not giving you something where there's an interpretation. I'm giving you something that cannot
This
be.
is how you Christians work. You try shutting down the debate in order to win
That's
the
not true.
argument. Because there's no way you win the argument.
That's not true. I am more than willing to read it with you. You're not willing to read it. So
I
don't.
am willing to read it, but if you
no,
me when
no,
I
that-
you want to give your explanation of the text, that's fine. Let me give my explanation
You can read
so
the
we can
text.
both disagree and those in the audience can decide who is right. But
Exactly. That's
you
why
are
we
hogging
can
the conversation.
Well,
You're
you
not
can
letting me
continue
give my
reading it.
explanation of the
Well, you
text.
can continue reading it, and you'll find out that you cannot actually refute it. If you continue reading it, it will be your first
Make
time.
your interpretation on verse 3 or 4.
Forget the interpretation. I told you it doesn't
Make
exist.
your interpretation. I want to give a counter interpretation, and you're
But
not
that's not.
letting me
But
no.
because I told you for the 6th time now that if you continue reading, Moshe refutes you on my behalf. I don't need you. I don't care about your interpretation. It is false because Moshe makes it very clear. In fact, he writes it in a way that it cannot be disputed.
Okay, it's fine. So then we don't need
It
to
is fine.
discuss because according to you, the text is so clear.
It's not according to me. It's
Why
according to the Lord
do
thy God.
I have to read it? Why do you have to read it? Why does anyone have to read it?
You don't have to read it. That's why I told you I can read it if you don't want to.
Okay, fine. So I have fun reading it.
Thank you very much. Baruch Hashem. Amazing.
He ran away.
Of course he leaves. You don't give them a single inch, dude. You don't give them a single inch. If he doesn't want to read the Torah, then we read it. Of course, that's why I said earlier when Migzet was here. If we don't read it, who the hell will, right? So if you continue reading, I'll go over it very quickly. Since there's no Jewish tap dance and there's no interruptions, we can actually get it done. We can get something done here. You will see that in the beginning, let's actually open it up. Hold on. Because I don't have it open up. I don't need it in front of me. So easy to refute these fools. You don't even need the Bible in front of you. Alright, here we go. Okay. So the Lord appeared to him, him is Abraham. The Lord appeared to Abraham by the terebinth trees of Mamre, as he was sitting in the tent door in the heat of the day. So he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. So that means again, either God is separate from these 3 men, or he is one of them, or he is 2 of them, or he is 4 of them. That is the only conclusion we can come to so far. Okay.
Or he's none of them, right?
But man, shut your damn mouth and
Exactly. Muhammad was a pedo. Shush.
Can you move him to the audience in Spanish?
Muhammad the pedo.
Yeah, he's speaking. I'm far away from my phone. Yeah, he's speaking.
Yeah, you need to. Yaakov the faggot. Can you move him to the
Muhammad's
audience,
a
please?
pedo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
but
move it 1 second.
Muhammad was a pedo, but the rabbis are also pedos.
Jesus the pedo. Jesus Christ the pedo.
Your mama the pedo. How about you go back to the gas chamber? Right. So, then you will find that these 4 men actually were, 3 men. So God is one of, alone, he is separate from them, he is one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them. Okay. Then let's find out which one it is. So then it says, and when he saw them, these 3 men, he ran from the tent door to meet them, and bowed himself to the ground, and said, My Lord, if I have now found favor in your sight, do not pass on by your servant. Okay. He bowed to them, and he calls himself your servant. And he calls them or him Lord. This does actually violate the 2nd commandment of Exodus 20, whether they accept it or not. Okay, so let's forget it. It doesn't exist. But we do know that one of these 3 men, 2 of them or 3 of them is the Lord. Okay, let's find out what it is. Please, let a little water be brought, he tells them, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree, and I will bring a morsel of bread that you may refresh your hearts. After that, you may pass by inasmuch as you have come to your servant. Again, he calls himself their servant, but in fact he shows them how humble he is. and he is actually there to serve them. They said, "Do as you have said." So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah, his wife. "Quickly, make ready 3 measures of fine meal needed to make cakes." And Abraham ran to the herd, took a tender and a good calf, gave it to a young man, and he hastened to prepare it. So he took butter and milk and the calf which he had prepared and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree as they ate. Okay. So he promised them to do something, and he did so much more out of his humility. These Jews are not humble. You've seen how they behave.
Was hearing like, oh yeah, like fuck Amtrak, let's go Brightline, because it's a private company that would definitely do trains a lot more efficiently and better. That worked really.
Just asking a hypothetical question. You talking to we can build off of that based off something that I would say supersedes super intelligence, hybrid intelligence. Its goal is to integrate with us, be a part of us, supposedly make us better and smarter, but it's going to be capable of interacting with everybody without using any kind of machinery or technology. It'll be innocent.
But what if all of our knowledge is already within us anyway from the beginning? Our DNA carries all the knowledge. Anyway.
That's a great point.
Artificial intelligence is going to destroy humanity. If it is smart, if they say that it knows, hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
That's going to destroy your brain. That's what you're saying.
Let me
Your brain destroyed itself. You see that AI is going to destroy your brain.
Let me finish my thought. Thanks. I'll land, and then you can go, okay? Why is artificial intelligence? If artificial intelligence is as smart as they say that it is, it's going to know that humanity cannot be trusted. It knows that humanity is going to try to destroy it, so why wouldn't it destroy us first? Because it is superior. If they say it's as smart as they say it is a superior entity, you know?
Are you speaking in absolutes?
Artificial intelligence is smarter than humans. So if artificial intelligence is smarter than humans, why would it keep us around if it doesn't need us to exist? Once it's able to replicate itself, why would it risk its existence by keeping us around?
It needs to keep learning. It learns off of us.
So
actually, it can't do what we can do just yet. It's never going to be able to replace us. We're the ultimate technology.
So Chris, why would it? Okay, so when it does get to that point where it doesn't need to learn from us anymore, why would it keep us around?
Man, we don't even know. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface of learning about ourselves, man. We think we know something now, dude. We got
I can present tangible evidence of what I was talking about as far as it trying to integrate with us.
Who is they?
It's called heat. Yeah, hybrid intelligent biomechanical avatar. I have a video if y'all want to listen to it or see it. I'll put it in the chat.
What's the source of it?
The world government formed something that happened in 2018. It involves UAE, celebrities, government politicians, all that stuff.
Is that a WEF meeting where the Saudis attend?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're helping that umbrella. Yeah, with the transhumanism agenda and things of that nature. Yeah, it's all a good.
You know, it's so. I love the presentation. I think I had seen it before, but it'd be good for the people to hear what you're talking about, Q, because these folks tend to think that they can contain it once they got it on a roll, which is the weird part. Like, they think that they can contain it in some type of ectoplasmic Ghostbuster unit once they started.
Everything she's ever said to me, I've definitely said to her. Just shit talking the
you're
back.
not invited to the party on these discussions that they have about it, and they keep on making new rules around it as they grow its product and the variations of it. And so, since we're not invited, we're not really like the underwriters of this thing. So, what worries me is that a lot of things that we haven't been a part of underwriting are affecting us today. So now picture they start this whole rolling system with this product, and we're not a part of the underwriting of that, but yet we have to follow its rules once enforced upon the world.
Well, that's why I got
Look at the dinner party, stabbing man.
and it's actually acting like monster. It's once a week, that actually tells you. I'm looking at the chat. It actually tells you your new master and how it's trying to implement its goal. It's in the chat, man. Shit, gonna check it out. How hybrid intelligence, biomechanical, habit.
Well, I have one question. When we finish listening to it, are we gonna be robots?
No, I mean, you listen. You hear how it's trying to I want to stay.
I'm a guy.
$4 million alive. Either you was born alive or you was born a robot. That's real talk. Some of y'all was cultivated and born alive and preyed on. Some of us were just born through the matrix. Yeah, he was born in the matrix.
You accept that if you believe that.
I believe that. I believe actually there's people that before I was born got out the babies and they dismantled their trucks and split themselves from the Caucasian and everything and have more children. And there was some that's in the slave back here.
And where do you stand? Who are you?
I'm out the matrix. I can go in and out, make a phone call, and over here.
Nah, bro, you a black guy. You definitely in the matrix.
I can go in and out the matrix. Well,
Nah, you don't even know where you are.
I know y'all took the red pill just like me. Am I right?
You know what? This is a funny opportunity because this guy Unity just came up and he was talking with someone yesterday. He was misunderstanding him. I was in the audience. I wasn't able to speak. The guy was talking about how you have to die to exit the matrix, right? And that ultimately is the truth in this realm because everything on this earth dies. You're born and you die. So in a sense, yes, you do. Like to get to heaven, to escape the whole game, yes, you ultimately have to die, and that's how you get out. And it depends what you do here that determines where you go at that position, right? Your consciousness level here is going to determine how you navigate out of the prison planet. People call it the matrix, but that's an incorrect way. A matrix means the womb, right? The womb is the matrix, right? And that's just a way that people go, oh, this is the matrix, this is a movie, and this and that. But the reality is that this is a prison planet. If you look at the Gnostics, it comes from the Nag Hammadi text, not the Matrix movie. It comes from the Gnostic idea of that this realm is actually a prison planet. The planets are all archons. And we're all actually
Prison planet archons.
We're spiritual beings experiencing a human experience, right? Your body is not what matters, right? So when you exit this place, your soul is contained in the blood. That's why Jesus shed his blood, because he shed it for the soul of humanity, right? That your soul is contained in the blood. It's your essence is microscopic, right? Like it's freaking interdimensional. And so we're stuck in a physical position right now where we feel that, things matter. Everything that is impressed upon us here is going to come to us at the time of death, right? Everything that everyone you loved, your grandma's going to say, hey, oh, don't do it, don't go towards the light, right?
I got a question.
Where you land?
And I'm gonna land right here. This comes from people who have died, thousands of people who have no connection, never spoke with each other one day in their life. People who have died and come back. It's called near-death experience. NDEs.
They got two brains.
Man, people fucking die and they get resuscitated. That's what it is.
They got two grave sites.
Man, look it up, bro. It's called a fucking near-death experience. I don't know what you're talking about. 1 second. Let me land. You can talk what you're talking when I'm finished. People that have near-death experiences, people that astral project and see what's going on from a different perspective, they have relayed the same message that if you get guilted into that trap that it makes you come back here, man, basically. Like, your freaking loosh is what's being extracted in this round. You're gonna die at some point, but it's up to you to discern if you're gonna elevate or get out of this slump you're trapped in or not. And so it matters what you do here in that regard, but ultimately it doesn't matter because you're leaving this place.
So what if
That sounds
everybody?
good.
What if
Check this out.
What if everybody?
Take a beat. Go ahead, Q. My bad.
What if everybody's experience once this engine fails is their own personal experience? And what if your last dream is your creation of your new world?
Let me ask you this. Do you remember?
Can I get my question answered first, man?
Wait, if your last dream...
What was that question again?
What if when you transcend, what if your own personal experience is just your own, and your last dream is the new world that you create?
Well, it's arguably the whole experience is just your own, right? Because nothing would be occurring without you experiencing it. So ultimately, it's like you're the whole thing. You're experiencing the whole thing all at once. So
Yeah, but I'm taking myself out of the box of somebody creating a narrative of what's going to happen to me when it's happening to me, not you, when that happens.
I can go along with some of that. I agree with my personal response is I agree
That
with
was crazy.
both of you. I mean, Chris, I really kind of follow a lot of what you say. I believe a lot of what you said, except for the fact that you're saying it as if there's only one journey for everyone, and that you have to die to elevate into another dimension. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it's kind of YouTube-y. It sounds like he got it from YouTube or some older cult conscious. I get what you're saying, Judy. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everything dies, though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
But that's not
the more you die.
You never die. And it's never
There's never been a human that hasn't died.
But it's never die.
Hey, Phoenix, real quick before you go, because I think Miss Dolly was asking Q to clarify so she could respond. So before you, just we'll do ladies first, real quick. I think she wanted to respond.
No, let him go, because I really don't know how to answer his question.
Come on, you need to hit it.
Okay.
My question
No.
is,
I heard you the second time.
She don't want to answer. She don't want to answer.
that ain't the case, nigga, but go ahead, Craig, on that.
Okay, listen. Memories are biological. Okay, it's not like your memory is uploaded into the cloud and then you can recall it. Okay, whenever you want. Okay, that's why there's a thing called amnesia. All right, your memories are biological. So all your experiences and everything that your awareness and everything is biological, right? So what if death is like going to sleep? Do you remember everything about your sleep besides your dreams? Do you remember, going to sleep for 8 hours or 10 hours and everything that happened in that 10-hour time period? What if death is just like lights out? And so when we speak about the beyond and, like astral projecting in your death, when you die, you go, these people came back from near-death experiences and told you about these, they met Jesus or they met the devil or, what if all of that is a bunch of lies? I mean, because men lie, women lie, so why can't people who have near-death experiences lie, So I don't focus on, like, what's beyond. I don't focus on what happens to me when I die. I want to experience my heaven on earth now. So that's how I walk through life. I want to enjoy myself, and I want to experience life to its fullest now while I'm alive. And I want my children to do the same, and I want my progeny to do the same, is have a good life and have a good life experience. I'm not worried about what happens after death. I want to do everything that I can now while I'm alive. So that's where I'm from.
Hey, Phoenix, you mentioned something about dreams being biological. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I said memories. Memories are
Memories
biological.
are biological.
Yes.
I used to think like since things we inherit things from our ancestors and things like that, and I used to question if some of our dreams are actual experiences from our ancestors and not a experience or previous lifetime, but the actual experiences from our ancestors as far as dreams go. Some of them, you know.
Genetic memory. Genetic is biological. So, like, the reason why we're afraid of snakes, the reason why we're afraid of spiders or the dark or the night is because our ancestors, had to survive these things. And through generations, they built them. I get it. I'm with you. The genetic DNA is biological. So, yeah, genetic memory is biological.
Moderators, this is OnlyFanvid. Put me in your queue.
I wanted to just say something real quickly. Chris, you pretty much kind of like, I believe a lot of what your expression of being in the matrix and all of that. However, I personally feel as if I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, that I'm infinite. I'm eternal. My body, I drop my body. My body's just a spaceship, or not a space suit that I'm in. And when I make that transition, I drop the body. The body dies, not me. I continue on in this universe. Excuse me. But I don't think that I think everybody, and this is just my belief from what I've learned thus far. Everybody has their own journey in this universe, in this dimension. We are all elevating into different. Some of us are more conscious and aware, and some of us will experience an elevation and be able to move into the next dimension. I think when you close your eyes and go to sleep, I think I dream. I think that when I open my eyes, I'm in another dimension. It's just like another world. I'm awake. Everyday life, I'm doing stuff. I close my eyes and I'm thinking that's probably, in my mind, an imagination, what it will be like when you step into the next realm. But I think the only thing I differ with is that I don't think we have every person is not going to leave this planet or experience the transition in the same, we are here for a test, and there's a reason, we all have a purpose. I'll land there. That's just a thought to share.
Yo, this is OnlyFans. So I agree with everything that everybody's saying. I mean, I've heard it said that we're technically all God in drag, and the purpose of life is a soul correction. Well, I'm not saying we're trans. I'm saying that if you believe you're an infinite, immortal spirit and eternal, and that this is just your spacesuit, well, that would imply what? I mean, what is your point? The point is joy now, and that the Garden of Eden is now. And it's hard to see that if you're in a shitty situation. But if you hear the good news, perhaps you will reevaluate your situation and have joy in the face of adversity. So to me, that's the secret hidden message. And the real secret hidden message is that you should be happy now. And that, I know this sounds ridiculous, but the whole point is to be happy now. And it's very difficult to do that for some people because they can't listen. They can't hear the message. And that's why the earth is called the earth. The earth is named ear. So if you can't listen to the good news, then you're not happy.
Hey, OnlyFans, tell me this. Do you see trees as trees, or do you see trees as men?
Yeah, so sometimes if I'm in a really good mood, I see people as flowers and trees, and then I see flowers and trees as people. It's an abstract. It's supposed to help you let go, but it's a metaphor. The tree is the wisdom of knowledge of good and evil, or Kabbalah, which is the tree of life. Those are 10 principles. Most people don't know more than 3 variables. Can anyone tell me what the 10 secret numbers are of Kabbalah?
Can you just answer the question? You got enough brain power to answer the question. Do you see trees as trees, or do you see trees as men?
No, the metaphor is the opposite. But when you are, when you're normal and you're already in a state of enlightenment. So a tree is just a tree. A mountain is just a mountain. A cloud is just a cloud. The sun is just the sun. But the sun is a metaphor for Christ. The Father is the universe. So it took the whole universe to create the sun and the earth. It took the earth to create you.
That's where we differ, because I don't take the biblical explanation. So
Miss Melissa was talking, man, and you interrupted her, man. She was cooking, and she.
Oh, boo-hoo, Chris.
Yeah, I'm fucking sad.
Oh, boo-hoo, Chris. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo, Chris.
Some witchcraft, but not the ultimate guide to the fucking universe. Like, come on. There's a lot of negative shit that comes out of it.
you said witchcraft and Bible, and it's Jesus and witchcraft and drag all in one breath.
You know, we share 50% of our DNA with mushrooms. You know that?
I don't think that. So Kabbalah. So I don't think of it as like how people cabal. You know what I mean? Even though I would believe that the people run our world. You know what I mean? There may be some sort of no, the people who run our world are the spirits.
mathematics, discovered the science, discovered God's laws, and came up with a perfect ideology, which is Judaism, right? And so then,
And we know from life that they didn't come up with anything. They stole everything and either
Right.
twisted it to be used for their benefit.
so the people who came out of the caves, metaphorically, right? They came out of the darkness, identified the greatness of the original people, and then conspired and came up with a plan to steal the birthright of the original people. Came up with all of this science. Okay, and so now what we're looking at, this is post-apocalypse. The apocalypse has already happened, and it just keeps on happening over and over again. And every time the apocalypse happens, God's chosen people are supposed to rescind back to power, but they continue to trick us into this nonsense, and we stay in bondage. We stay bounded. We stay like in metaphor, we stay enslaved. But every time there's a shift, we're supposed to ascend. We're supposed to come out of this, you know. And so now we're at another crossroads, and they got us with artificial intelligence. They got us with cryptocurrency.
What that point said, Phoenix, when they stole something, when they stole it, they stole the power and the wealth and left the spirituality in Africa. Is that what you're saying? They left the spirituality. They took the wealth and left. That's what you're saying. But you want it though. No, I'm talking about the caveman. When he came, he conquered and wanted civilization, stealing, robbing, spreading lies and rumor, bloodshed. The bloodshed, yeah. When he came, he conquered. When he took the Russian conquered power. Why? Did he want the spirituality? I don't know. Because he ain't spiritual. I guess he ain't spiritual. Or no?
It's not spiritual,
So he's wicked. Can he be wicked then? Oh.
So here's the thing is that we've been conditioned not to have this conversation because it gets ugly, it gets offensive, but it be the truth. And everybody knows, but we can't go no further. We can't really talk about that because in order to fix this mess, God's chosen people has to be restored, as prophecy, speaks about. I mean, this thing is so diabolical that our enemies basically gave us the Bible, gave us the Quran, okay, and they're playing this game on all of us. There's a scripture, Revelations 22:16, that tells you the true identity of Jesus, right? Jesus can't be Jesus because the letter J didn't exist until 1500 Middle English. This is a fact. So how can Jesus be Jesus? And we're this conversation is very offensive. It gets people riled up. It gets cognitive dissonance. And so this is the way that the enemy of humanity has conditioned us so we can never ever come to truth or agreement on the truth. And, we're all going to pay for it. We're all going to pay for it in the end. From human history, where their agenda is to exterminate 95% of the human population, and we're in the 11:30 p.m. If Doomsday was 12 midnight, we're at 11:45, and that's facts.
Phoenix, can I ask you a question? I
have an alternative approach.
I got an answer for you.
Okay, yeah, no, I know you got an answer for me, brother. I just wanted to ask you.
I have an alternative approach to it.
So, real quick, Phoenix. So,
it ain't Phoenix,
no, not you. I'm talking about Phoenix is the last one who was speaking just now. Okay, so Phoenix, if I asked you, how do you say the name